Bam! And welcome to the first game in the third set of the day. This is Sitaux versus MbL, another decider match, which in the King of the Desert 4 tournament hosted by Memb. Of course, that means that whoever wins this game will go on to the final 8 to the quarterfinals, whereas the player that loses this match, unfortunately, will be out of the tournament, and Sitaux is like, I am ready to play, is gonna go for a 3-minute rush. Oh boy. Now, you might ask, is this not a little bit too straining for your economy? And the answer to that is yes, it very much is. It very much is. But Lithuanians get 150 food at the start, right? So technically what they could do, if they chop a little bit of stragglers, what they can do is drop a barracks, right? You drop a barracks, you make 2 militia, you rush your opponent as good as you can, and then that extra food holds you over a little bit until you can get your food economy rolling. So this is a real boatloader. This is really doable, but only with Lithuanians, of course, because you have the extra food. So now MbL, right? The way to see this coming is right there. See that? That's almost 100 score difference at the start of the game. In the first 2 minutes, that should not be a thing. MbL, he just misses it too. He just misses it. Okay, but now he sees it. He should know there's something there right now. Yeah, he saw it. He saw it. The goats got converted. And he might have seen the scout around his own base. So he's probably like, wait a second, as he misses the goats. Poor MbL. Your early economy can really be disrupted by these militias. I mean, like, what defense do you have ready for this right now? Nothing. And there's also one village on the left side of the lumber camp. She could die. As MbL, let's look at your reaction time. I don't think he knows this, but again, score higher. Sitaux made military, so his score should be higher than right, as a result of that. So that's how you could tell if you're up against Lithuanians, right? If the score suspiciously rises as Sitaux, oh, he's gonna lame the elephant. He's gonna lame the elephant. He's not gonna steal it. What he's doing right now is just gonna kill it with his militia, kill the elephant, and then the food is gone, and boom, MbL is down. Oh! MbL got the last shot. He got the last shot. Did you see that? He shot with the villager, and there's actually food on that elephant now. He could totally still get that food if he wanted to. I mean, Sitaux would never let him take that food for free, for sure. But if MbL really wanted to, he could still take that food. Wow, that was lucky. Because normally, if the militia kill the elephant, no food, right? The elephant just goes into the dust, and boom, gone it is. What an eventful little start of this series, huh? I mean, both players showed up to play here, for sure. Oh, man. Gonna be a good one, as MbL goes forward to maybe lame himself. And oh, boy. This is what MbL does. What MbL does. Uh-oh. There is an elephant right there. And knowing MbL, he's not gonna hesitate. Or he is. He might just lame the villager then. No loom on that villager, though, but unlucky for MbL, the villager's so close to the TC, and the scout's taking a lot of damage there, yeah. Maybe stealing it himself might have been a better plan here, especially since Sitaux had less HP on his scout. As now MbL's gonna wall in the berries. He's gonna wall in the berries, something that Sitaux is aware of, so he's gonna be able to deal with that. But yeah, that wall should not do too much then. You can just fight that with villagers. This villager does have loom though, which Sitaux does not have right now. Has also made a third militia, is still hanging around here in the back, so still being annoying, and MbL is a bit on the back foot because of all of that. You know, his scout is too weak. Is too weak to help in the fight here. That's also the bad thing, and he might just lose that villager. I don't think that villager's gonna make it back home. That's a good thing he did go for Japanese. Like I said, you know, he might have gone. Yeah, I figured he was gonna go for a civilization that is okay to lose if you have an unlucky first game. As now MbL. Oh, quick walling in his villager. Very nice. Scout is down for Sitaux, so he can't chase down this villager anymore. And MbL can probably run away from this now. This militia is, after all, it's faster than the villager. It's faster than the villager, but not by that much. As MbL now sending his own drush forward. Yeah, it is a drush because he's doing it before he clicks up. Of course, he is down a lot of food there. He says decided not to go to the elephant out there because the militia are still hanging around and that would be dangerous. Although I think it's 300 food. I'd still take that. It's worth it. as the villager on 5 HP does go home. And MbL now counter-drushing Sitaux, who has to make more militia now to defend himself. But is this going to be a Dark Age war? $75,000 tournament, you guys. $75,000 tournament. Dark Age war. Let's go. Let's do it. I love it. Okay, new rule. No one gets to go up to fuel lanes. Everyone has to keep making militia. Whoever gets the other's down center down first wins. I have played Dark Age only games, and I can tell you it's grueling. It is grueling. You need so many freaking militia to kill a TC. 30 militia is not enough. Trust me. You need to surround that TC with militia and then bring in more to boot, because they die so fast to a fully garrisoned TC. I'm telling you, it's not ideal. As MbL is on gold, I wonder if that is for archers and for men-at-arms in the future, as yeah, Japanese militia might attack faster, but that is 5 militia. That is a whole different story. As Sitaux, yeah, looking to do some damage here. Now, of course, I did delay the Sitau's fuel age as well, so in the end, players end up being quite equal in that regard. As Sitaux finally getting loom now, because he spent his gold on the militia. It's not a waste yet, unless they don't get any damage. Then it has been kind of a waste. But still, in the end, 5 militia is pushing back these 3 militia from MbL. Well, MbL now clicking up. Don't think he's gonna get men-at-arms on this. I think he's just gonna drop an archer range and deal with this with archers. But freaking 5 militia, man. Now Sitaux is up later, so again, that is definitely the case. And now I'm gonna be confused by these freaking walls for the rest of the game, because it's purple there, and I think that it seems like MbL has something over there. As MbL still forced to fight with villagers here. I mean, you can fight this with villagers, that's no problem. As I think Sitaux might actually just get the men-at-arms upgrade. You still have 5 potential men-at-arms. That's actually really dangerous. And see, he is pretty heavily on gold though, so I mean, it might just be archers for him. We haven't really gotten to look at their bases. We got a forward gold for Sitaux, forward berries, back wood lines. You know, not the worst map. This is very open on the front though, so quite dangerous as MbL continues to fight with villagers in the back. You know, these berries might be in the back, but again, back berries don't. You know, that doesn't mean anything if you're not walled, because your opponents can still run right to the back of your base and delay your berries. You got a forward gold for MbL. That's a really risky gold right on this hill. Ouch. His base is similarly quite open in the front, and we basically did both of the maps here look like New Arabia. As MbL instantly drops an archer range, intends to wall in front of this gold. Very nice, I like that. Control that hill as well. Look at that, the elephant is still rotting. If he still wanted some food from that, he could still go for that. It's still 150 food. It's basically a deer at this point. As wow, MbL is actually getting men-at-arms now. He's actually made more men-at-arms, and he's sending them forward. No, wait. Not forward. Where are these? I'm seeing 6 men-at-arms. Oh, there they are! There they are! They're forward! Yes, exactly, that's how they are. And Sitaux was not paying attention. He did not expect that. Did not expect that. Might lose a villager there. Japanese men-at-arms attack so much faster. Villager gets away, but still. Ay. Sitaux did not see that one coming. He was, you know, he figured MbL is just going to make some men-at-arms at home. You know, and that's it. But nope. MbL, he is going to take some revenge here. He's probably like, yeah, you rush me, huh? You rush me, I'll rush you. Archer coming forward as well. Sitaux getting his own archery range up. Going to go for 2 archery ranges as well. Interesting. I mean, that is, of course, easily counterable by one range skirmishers, but still. Now, Sitau's not going to get his own men-at-arms. That's not really worth it anymore at this point. You know, losing 1 militia. These are very weak at this point. Walling out the men-at-arms at the same time as MbL is being annoying on the front on this hill. Still has men-at-arms over here. Remember, Japanese men-at-arms. These are pretty strong. As the archers, without fletching, doing uphill damage as well. You know, with the damage reduced, I mean, doing not a whole lot of damage to these militia. I mean, men-at-arms. I wish pro players would delete palisade walls that they're not using, but I mean, it's a little bit of vision, I guess. Your opponent might attack them, so there's no reason to delete them. It's just, it's confusing. As 1 archer just pushed Sitaux off a gold, so he'll have to go somewhere else. I wonder if he's going to send his villagers around to this gold in the back, which is maybe safer than his forward gold. Got some skirmishers going on the middle side. Sitaux pushing away this militia this man-at-arm army with his own archers. Loses an archer there to the archers from MbL. MbL has the hill. Sitaux losing 2 archers, and yeah, has to run away now. Could have taken this fight, maybe, but not anymore now. Also, MbL already investing in the armor upgrade on his skirmishers, so clearly wants to go for that. Also dropped 2 archery ranges himself, so this is going to be some aggressive game. It was aggressive in Dark Age, it's aggressive now. Is this how the game was meant to be played, by the way? I mean, that's why the devs did give us a military unit in Dark Age, huh? Unlike other versions of Age of Empires, where in the Dark Age you don't really get that much military, you have to go to Feudal Age first. And yeah, kind of like Age of Mythology, that's kind of the case there. As well, it's mostly skirmishers for both now. Sitaux also gets the armor upgrade. He's going to drop a stable to boot, but Lithuanians always a good plan. But that is for scouts, not for knights just yet, because, well, Sitaux has 90 food. You know, that's not, we're not quite there yet to go up. MbL still skirmishing a little bit, literally, with skirmishers in the front. Yeah, the KD a little bit better for MbL still, but it might change now that the numbers for Sitaux look a lot better over on this side. MbL probably just going to keep his army at home. He's making archers right now as well. Let's see if he's going to drop a stable also. I'm not seeing a stable yet from MbL, so he's not expecting that. But scouts about to come out here for Sitaux. Scouts which will easily counter these skirmishers, obviously. So, yeah. Sitaux also making archers now, so both players are using skirmishers at home to defend their base, and they will probably send the archers forward to do damage. It's a great way of using your units, right? Well, you can send these forward as well. Pretty big army coming MbL's ways, but again, it is 13 to 13 military. But an extra scout, MbL should spot that one, because that's full HP. You know, he knows Sitaux doesn't have a scout, right? Because he killed it. So the moment you see a scout, you immediately know, okay, there's a stable up. And MbL is dropping a stable already to deal with the skirmishers. But is it going to go up in fast enough to keep the gold safe? Because again, MbL's gold are very unsafe here. The other golds are here and out there. So this is the only safe gold that MbL has. He has to defend his gold right now. Otherwise, the archer production will dry up. So this is important after all. What was I saying? Oh yeah, stable is up, so he can make a scout now if he wanted to. But I think for now he's fine. As MbL is going for the crazy walls on the left side. I mean, I really wished he would have walled there, but I don't think he knows that that wood line exists. No, he doesn't. So yeah, that is the safest wall that he knows. The tower now going up for MbL in the front as he's dropping a as he's going up to Castle Age. So he's going to click up way before Sitaux. So Sitaux is about to go all in feudal here. Sitaux is about to go all in feudal. He's going to get armor upgrades on his scouts. The men-at-arms being alive definitely helping a lot here as well to push the scout cavalry away. And look at that. Scout cavalry get pushed away before doing too much damage there. That was really nice for MbL to keep those men-at-arms alive. Because just as a meat shield, they're useful. The tower is up now. The gold is saved. 1 minute and 45 seconds away from Castle Age. MbL is okay. He's not dead yet, but again, Sitaux, he is sending stuff forward right now. Another stable going up, a tower on his gold as well. So MbL is up to Castle Age, but Sitaux, if he can do some damage in the next minute and a half, then maybe there's a hole every freaking time. It's always the Asian buildings every time. I'm telling you, the bamboo, man. That bamboo sticks out too much. It always looks like you know, like another tree. Although MbL should have known because there's no bamboo on the map. Always the freaking hole as a few villagers go down for MbL, so he did take some damage. A lot of house walls were necessary to keep this military out. Has the wall up on this side, so at least he's safe from there, but that is exactly what he couldn't use. And yeah, wait, hold on a second. Sitaux has 52 villagers? Holy crap, that's a lot of villagers. How did that happen? I mean, he didn't lose any, he didn't have a lot of DC idle time, but 52 to 37. How is MbL 16 villagers behind here? Okay, so he got wheelbarrow, that's one. He got about 5 villagers worth of idle time plus 2, so that's 7. That's 10 villagers. That still doesn't explain. Oh wait, going up the Castle Age. Okay, right, then that's the other 6. There you go, that explains it. I was confused there for a second. I was like, 16 villagers? That's crazy. How did that happen? idle time, wheelbarrow, and going up to castle age and losing vills. That should even out now as so forced to drop a tower on the back of his base to protect his wood line. Yeah, so MbL will probably have to run away from that now. He's dodging it. Is he going to try to get into wood line anyways? Nah, that wouldn't be smart. This tower could shoot you the entire way. As crossbows defending the front of MbL's base, and Sitaux will have to run away with his army now, especially because he means to upgrade that. But a lot of his farms are idle right now, so going knights now is gonna be difficult. You know, because you need to have a good food economy for that. As Sitaux also cannot really defend himself against the crossbows right now, because they're gonna have ballistics, they have bark and arrow, the crossbows. It's oh, and also Sitaux forced to fight against this crossbow armor for MbL. MbL's not even microing this, really. He's losing a lot of crossbows now, but Sitaux, again, losing precious military that he wants to upgrade still. A lot of the archers have also gone down as MbL trying to save these crossbows while fighting a rearguard action. Crossbow still being annoying, also forcing Sitaux off his stone. If he wanted to go for extra town centers, that's not possible anymore now, because no stone. Still, all these purple dots, man, so annoying. I keep thinking MbL has stuff in Sitau's base, but it's just palisade walls. You know, and I know that. I told myself it's palisade walls, but instinctively you look at that, you see a color difference, and you're like, oh, what's in there? What is in his base? What is it? It's nothing. So we have another tower now going up for Sitaux. A tower he bought, by the way, just to protect his right flank. I mean, he has towers everywhere right now. University going up as well. So Sitaux is pretty much as all in as it gets right now. MbL, not on stone yet, so can't drop another town set. I think he still means to get some damage in. And look at that, the vill count has evened out a little bit. Actually, not that much, because MbL, with 4 minutes of idle time, is behind by a lot of villagers. That is 12 vills right there. As Sitaux using his speedy skirmishers to run up this hill and kills all of MbL's army. Ay. I think if I were MbL right now, I think maybe adding some town centers might, and you know, this is what would probably be the appropriate moment, as MbL is actually making some knights. Saw a lot of skirmishers from his opponent, knows that crossbows going forward is probably not the best way without knight support. Let me get a sip of water here. That's better. Gotta stay hydrated, gotta keep your throat smooth so you can talk. Skirmishers on the right, finding those crossbows from MbL right now, and yeah, Sitaux microing his way forward, loses a few units himself, but yeah, MbL's army should go down here as well. Sending a little army forward as well to see what MbL is up to. As MbL buying some stone, once a town center up, is going to drop it on the wood line on the left. Very nice. Keep his wood economy a little bit safe, because remember, wood-wise, that wood line is about to run out. This wood line isn't very safe, nor is this one. So, securing another wood line, very much a good idea. As now the knights come forward, Sitaux sees that and knows, okay, I need to not be near this right now. As he's making more crossbows, which, I mean, Lithuanians, they get all the upgrades for now. I'm not sure if they get Arbalest, actually. I think they do. So you could stick with Arbalest, I think, for Lithuanians, although it's not... I mean, they're not an archer civ, they're a cavalry civ, but I mean, Lithuanians have those options, so that's pretty sweet. We have wheelbarrow coming in for Sitaux as well, an upgrade that MbL has had for the past a few minutes. You know, his economy is much more efficient because of it, despite being under attack, by the way. As the tower is not doing enough to push these skirmishers away, because the skirmishers don't care. Don't care. Villagers dying to skirmishers right now on the gold. That's 3 villagers down. Very nice snipes there for Sitaux, but now has to run away from the knights with which will almost have +1. They better get that upgrade fast now, though, because crossbows are still here. MbL building a mining camp on the gold right there. And Sitaux is still coming forward with the military. And the score is very even. It's very even. You know, Sitaux has not died from being behind the castle age. You know, as we have a knight in the back of MbL's base. A very annoying knight. Might not have a lot of upgrades, but a knight is a knight is a knight. And they will do very well regardless. Town center going up for Sitaux. Probably, you know, he was on stone, so he could probably afford that. To add some villagers of his own. He's still far ahead in the vill count, still 11 villager ahead for him. MbL is dropping a third town center, but right now has to worry about his gold being denied. Now, he does have gold down here, so he's not cut off of gold completely. This town center will also allow him to get gold right there. So, hey, expanding your options is a good thing. Maybe dropping a siege workshop on this hill might be an idea, or a castle of sorts. Although, you know, main stone is 4, that's difficult to take. Do we have stone somewhere else? Right there. That's pretty safe now. As down center, 93%. 97, 98, 99 goes up. Calculated. Only losing 1 villager. And NCC is really nice because it defends this choke point, which means that these units are not going to be running through it. As, MbL raiding the wood line in the back there. Not getting a whole lot of kills with them though, because I don't think Sitaux had that many villagers there still. Sitaux is going down here for wood. Knights could still get some kills though. If they find some stray villagers, which they do find, some stone villagers that are being sent back to work because Sitaux is like, I got crossbows here, you don't need to worry about this. Pumpkin. That's yeah. Now MbL does know about this woodline. He might try to raid that later. As still, the skirmish is being very annoying in the front of MbL's base. I think as soon as this army leaves, a siege workshop on this hill will be a good idea. Just to defend, because this is a really tricky hill, right? A really tricky hill. MbL getting his own elite skirmisher upgrade, you know, so he can counter what Sitaux is making. Because Sitaux has a lot of military on the field right now, and MbL has got... He's got something of everything, but something of everything dies to big balls of archers. I like saying it that way. Looking at the build count at 69, nice. For Sitaux, we got 56 for MbL. Sitaux trying to run in here. MbL wants to kill this army with the knights. Now the skirmishers and the crossbows are separated. So Sitaux, his skirmishers will probably die to this quite quickly. MbL sending his units back into the wood line, and there go the skirmishers trying to snipe as many villagers as they can, even finding a weak villager on the farms as well. There's another weak villager he could probably snipe. Yeah, that goes down. At the same time, skirmishers engaging against Sitau's crossbows. Ooh, not good for Sitaux. Not good for Sitaux at all, losing a bunch of these crossbows, which he definitely needs here. Dropping his own siege workshop on his own problematic hill, but that hill's not going to be so problematic anymore because the gold is running out. You see on the left there now for Sitaux to get his vill count up as well. Very nice. And again, the army count's still very even, but MbL is still 14 villages behind in, to Sitaux. He's been behind like that for most of the game. And look at that villager idle TC time as well. 9.5 minutes. That's a lot of potential villagers right there. We have a barracks now. Expecting a knight switch, but are we? As one knight going down there to the crossbows that were camping on the hill. And it's a very even military, but that's a lot of crossbows and mangonel as well. MbL better be careful here. I think a siege workshop of your own might be an idea there. Considering a siege is about to come forward. Something that MbL did see, but yeah, you can't really fight that easily. As we have the second armor upgrade coming out for Sitaux as well, so that his knights will be much better. Lacking bloodline still, though. MbL still on the back foot. Ooh, but we have a siege workshop on the right now for MbL. Something that Sitaux will see. He will be able to see that. That won't surprise him. Crossbows running away, dodging a shot there. Villagers have to run back home with the tails between the legs. And yeah, MbL is looking for a good place to fight this. He's looking for a good place to fight this. But Sitaux has a really nice hill. You know, he's hopping from hill to hill. Always a nice hill to fall back on. MbL has a nice hill to protect as well. Now he's going to drop a siege workshop. That could have been up already, but yeah, it has to be up quite quickly now because that giant army of crossbows is getting closer and closer to your base. And that is a scary army. It's a scary army, that. Very scary. As MbL is dropping that siege workshop in the north, but again, Sitaux can see that, so he will be aware of that. Yeah, now we have lots of random purple spots across the map. Confusing. Looking at the food count, neither side really looking to click up here, but Sitaux is going to get a castle up on this gold. I like that. That will keep this castle, this gold safe. Will keep the front of your base safe as well. I love it. That's good. As we do have some pikemen now from MbL, which he's making from this forward barracks, as well as his barracks in the back. Because he sees the knight numbers grow for Sitaux. And we should probably check something with Lithuanians. One relic already, and I think he's gathering some more right now. You can see this relic, yep, so he sees that relic. There's a relic on the right here somewhere as well. As shot almost landing on MbL's units there, and Mangonel 1 for 1. The lead coming in with the Mangonel shot misses, and now the crossbows have to back up a little bit. Although the knights could dive to snipe that little shot on the knight, but that didn't really do much. Crossbows getting awfully close to getting massacred by a Mangonel shot. The last thing that Sitaux needs right now. We do have a Mangonel. We have a Mangonel raiding the town center right now. That's just hilarious. Hilarity. Castle goes up, something that MbL sees. So now, basically, you have to go up the imp to push past the middle now. As we have another castle going up for Sitaux. He's also dropping I was sending some knights to kill this Mangonel, which does get a few shots here on the villagers. But yeah, that should not do too much. And now Sitaux, he's getting ready to click up to the Imperial Age here. MbL might be thinking about it as well, but he is not going to click up as fast as Sitaux, I should think. You know, with 20 less villagers, less military on the field. Well, not in numbers, but if you look at the value of for the military, it's actually dead even. Okay, I'm talking out of my ass again. Never mind. No, but you get what I mean, right? I mean, it's a big ball of crossbows and knights. This military is much stronger than what MbL is on the field right now. I mean, we're having a few pikemen, a few knights, a few crossbows, a few skirmishers, right? It's like, it's a little bit of everything. As there is Imp for Sitaux. He's looking to click up here and get his upgrades on his units. We have pikemen being massed now on the right. I wonder if MbL is thinking about pushing the right-hand side. Something that Sitaux will probably be aware of as he loses a few knights there to the crossbows. Runs away. Very nice. Now, of course, if the Japanese player is going to spam pikemen, now that is troubling for the knight player, because pikemen with Japanese are very strong indeed. Ooh, nice shot there. A bunch of these crossbows now weak. Luckily for MbL, he was uphill. Otherwise, this would have been a giant crossbow pancake. You're toying with fate, mate. You're toying with fate. It's really close. Has the hill for now. Another shot coming in. Ooh, almost hitting there as well. Like, MbL is toying with fate right now. He's trying to get his resources up to click up the imp. Almost there with the food count. Still taking fights on the hill. Very scary indeed. Anything else happening? We got some raids on the gold as well, and MbL has not responded to this yet. I mean, I barely saw that as well, because it's only one dot blanking down there. We have rams coming out now from MbL. He's looking to push this, but the problem is there's just no army support near here. Like, he can't support these rams, as the castle will stay up for now. MbL buying himself up to the next stage there. There you go. He goes up, but he's full 2 minutes behind on Sitaux. Sitaux is looking really strong this game, man. Looking really good. And it's the second set in a row where the quote-unquote underdog, right? Or at least the player that is up against the favorite is still doing really well in the first game. Like, again, and this is why I get at this level, even though we can speak of underdogs and favorites, it doesn't really matter at this level, because player skills are so close to that either side could win this. Which is why this is bound to be a great set. It's been very aggressive, though. It's been very aggressive. As MbL is throwing his knights now at these crossbows, because he wants to kill as many as he can before the upgrades come in. Does kill a whole bunch of crossbows there. I mean, thinning out the numbers here is essential. No Arbalest upgrade coming in. I think, okay, I guess Lithuanians don't get Arbalest then. Because otherwise Sitaux would have gotten that upgrade by now, I think. You know, he has the food for it. He's getting all the other upgrades, so I don't think he gets Arbalest then. I wasn't sure. I never play Arbalest with Lithuania, so I wouldn't know. As MbL has dealt with the crossbows down there, but has lost a bunch of villagers to that. Look at the Eco Kitty as well. 20-5. MbL 98 villagers, 129 for Sitaux. Also has a sneaky ram there. Wait, Sitaux. Hang on a second. Is he not? I don't think he saw that. I don't think he's not reacting to it at all. Like, send a villager or something, or a knight. I don't think... Okay, so what I think happened here is that, you know, if you get attacked, if you get attacked on 2 places at the same time, you only get 1 attack noise if it happens at the same time. So probably his main army got attacked, right? And as a result, he didn't hear the attack noise for this, and this one ram is taking down the castle. And MbL's like, shh, shh, don't say it out loud. Let me get this castle. I need this. But yeah, I mean, in the end, that's a lot of skirmishers, which will have tower shields as well, which will give them extra armor on them. And they're just going to confidently run right underneath this town center because they don't care. I remember Japanese, the one thing that they lack in late game is good cavalry. They get cavalier, but without the final armor upgrade, which is not great. MbL also defending his hill where he got a castle up, but yeah, that castle is prime target for 4 trebuchets now, as the castle is about to go down. That is the sneakiest ram ever. Is behind the castle, purple and blue pretty close together in color. And MbL never gonna resign. He's not gonna resign until the castle goes down. Wanna bet? Wanna bet? Because it's not looking too good for MbL right now. He doesn't have a lot of military on the field that can counter what Sitaux is doing. As, yep, there goes the castle to 1 ram. When does that ever happen? Oh, Sitaux, he's probably gonna look back on this and like, wait a sec, wait, what? Where's my castle? And then he sees that 1 ram and he's like, oh crap. As skirmishers are raiding MbL's farmland, he's losing a bunch of villagers to that. The castle on the front has gone down, so MbL has lost his own castle as well. Has to run away from these mangonels, which are very dangerous. And MbL says, GG, I got your castle, but you got mine. And the first game goes to Sitaux. After, yeah, a very aggressive game. Like, man, lots of crap was happening this game, man. We go from a Lithuanian 3-minute drush to a counter drush to a counter man-at-arm rush from the Japanese player. Then we have crossbows, we have archers, we have all-in feudal play. We have knights from both sides. We have ram pushes. We have faster imp for 1 player, and then, you know, no arbalest to go with it. It's there's a lot of crap happening. But in the end, I think what really kind of killed MbL here most of all is the idle TC time. I think that was the biggest thing, because through all of that the KD was pretty even. You know, at the end it got better for Sitaux, but if you paid attention to this number throughout the game, it was very even. But what wasn't even was the vill count, and it wasn't because Sitaux killed 41 villagers. That only, like, the last 20 minutes he killed those. Throughout the most of the game, it was very even, but MbL was still like 10 to 20 villagers behind because of the idle TC time. I think that was the biggest reason here. Because in the end, like, if you look at Sitau's position, like, he has a better position with castles, but in the end, you know, it's mostly skirmishes that he's pushing forward right now. He didn't have knights out or something like that, or anything like that. But MbL, because his economy was worse than that of Sitaux, he wasn't able to get a whole lot of options out. Say, your own cavalry, say, your own arbalest or something like that. Although, again, if your opponent goes mass skirmisher, arbalest is not the way to go. At least, not really. A lot of siege might have helped here, but in any case. But yeah, well played by both players, and congratulations for Sitaux for getting a victory of the game. Yeah, of course, that is, of course, not the end of this best of 5, because it is a best of 5, very likely to go to 5 games, this one. But I'm loving it already. It's so freaking aggressive. Awesome. 175 kills for Sitaux at the end, and, you know, the fights he was taking at the end, much better. But look, army high, very equal. Resources-wise, yeah, see, this was the big difference. 10,000 more resources almost for Sitaux. And that's because he just had more villagers throughout the game. APM wise, wow, very similar. Both players about as fast as each other. So if this is indicative of what the rest of the set is going to be like, we are in for a treat. Alrighty, well, second game is already here, so let's get catch up a little bit and let's get started. I have time to look at the draft then, but that's okay. We might have time between the second and the third game. And here we go. And that might be spec delay as well. They did it last time, so yeah, we got a little bit of spec delay, about a minute. So here you go. Here's the draft. We got a win for Sitaux with Lithuanians. We got a loss for Japanese. What do we think? I mean, a lot of people pick Huns as their second civ. But the thing is, it is so likely right now that the civ you're up against will have camels. And that is not something you want with Huns. So I wonder if MbL is going to go for Huns here or not. Because if you are up against Berbers, that is the nightmare scenario. It's like really one of the worst civ matchups in the game because of the unique unit that Berbers have. They really have all the counters to what Huns can do. It's not even an exaggeration. Like sometimes I feel like I'm exaggerating some things and I'm saying, oh, that's really bad or it's really good. When it's really in real life, it's not that unbalanced. But Berbers Huns, yeah, that one is not an exaggeration. That really is bad. So let's see what civilizations we have gotten. The spec delay is over, so we can get into the game. And whenever the lobby loads, of course, which should be any time now. Oh, I've got an error message. No problem. We got this. And kabam! And alrighty. So welcome to the second game here between MbL and Sitaux. Sitaux here has gone for the Tatars. Interesting. And we have MbL going for Byzantines. Alright, this should be an interesting matchup, actually. Because I really wonder which is better here. Like, what is... Like, because if there is one thing that both historically and also in this game troubles Byzantines, it's cavalry archers, right? Now, Byzantines have skirmishers, cheap skirmishers as well with full upgrade. So they do have one counter to this, but, you know, they don't have bloodlines on their knights. Oh, Byzantines right there. Don't have bloodlines on their knights. You know, you can't go cataphracts. Definitely not. Any Byzantine would tell you that going cataphracts against horse archers, especially Tatar or Turkish horse archers, that doesn't end up well for you. Hashtag Battle of Manzikert. Anyway, that battle actually started, like, it was actually one of the reasons why the Crusades happened. You know, it was when the Byzantines were fighting the Turkish forces in central Anatolia at Manzikert in, what was it, 1080 something? Yeah, close to the end of the 11th century. As we have a lame for Sitaux. Oh, he's got a lame MbL. Lame MbL. Well, MbL is, unfortunately for Sitaux, MbL is right here with his scout, and MbL is going to try to block something. Now, what you could do, there's three things to do here. One, you kill the scout, but that is difficult because the scout then can keep running and it goes really fast. The second thing is you try to block the scout and let the elephant do the work, or you block the elephant, which is what MbL is doing right now, which is maybe the most common way to do this, right? Try to make sure that it goes outside of the line of sight here. As soon as the scout goes out of the line of sight, the elephant will stop chasing it. As Sitaux is still trying to stay near, MbL gets behind the elephant now. Oh, yeah, yep, there you go. Outside of the line of sight. And before the villager came as well. Really good for MbL. Also gets a scout kill now if he's lucky. But yeah, even so, and the lame fails, and MbL is laughing like, you thought you could lame me. The master of laming. Yeah, oh, it's like you thought you could use my own tricks against me, Potter. Kind of, yeah. Now, of course, Sitaux is, of course, lucky because he hasn't been lamed himself, also lamed some goats, so he's still getting some value out of it, but now your scouting is going to be worse, right? I mean, this is what Sitaux sees of MbL's base. Forward gold, and that's about it. And this is why people sometimes say that, especially if your APM isn't as high as a pro player, if you have trouble keeping a clean dark age, that laming is maybe not the best of ideas, because you know, your scouting is usually going to be really bad as a result of it. And Sitaux is going to have to be very careful with his scout now, because if MbL finds that scout, he could fight it with villager, he could fight it with his own scout. It's not that good, obviously. Yeah, and scouting is still one of the most important skills to have as a player. You know, you need to know what your opponent is doing. So we'll see how Sitaux is going to counter that. Of course, he still has his scout, so if he wants to push in some deer, he could if he wanted to. Now, we have a forward goal for MbL. It is on a hill, so that is, of course, rather awkward. We got stone to the right if you want a Byzantine castle. Very nice. Most of the wood lines are forward, though. The two wood lines are forward. This one is close by enough. It is to the back. We have some wood in the back of his base as well. So if you wall, bam, and you wall... if you get this giant has him walled off as well, then this wood will be all safe. But I can't imagine MbL is going to wall just like that. He's probably going to wall small. That's usually how MbL usually walls. We got gold forward for MbL as well. Very nice. And we have... where's the other gold? Oh, right there. Right smack in the middle of the desert. All right. As I told you, I see he's scouting, but it's very dangerous to be around here. Yeah, MbL, he's going to hunt that down. Hunt that down, get another hit. And Sitaux is like, yeah, let's not be around that. One shot from the TC and you're dead as well. Which he does know it's there, right? You can see the little tapestry there, so you know the TC should be there. As for Sitaux's base, berries in the back of his base, you know, further back than MbL's berries, that's for sure. A gold that is rather forward, though. A gold that is rather forward. He's not on gold, so it looks like scouts for the Tatar player for now. Not so sure about MbL. Is walling in his... Oh, actually, scouts, what am I saying? What am I saying? There's another drush. Another drush coming forward now for Sitaux, and MbL is trying to get that walled right now. Sitaux wants to block that off with his scout. MbL, he sees the militia now, but has to abandon his gold. Because, yeah, that's not a thing anymore. Block that off. Oh, nice though. Nice though. Blocking the scout on the other side. The militia now separated from the scout. So now you can maybe fight these militia a little bit. MbL tries to draw them into the TC, but that doesn't work. Oh, does actually work. Does actually work. TC does get a shot in on these militia. Definitely weakening them a little bit. Yeah, some nice shenanigans there for MbL. I mean, he still gets some idle time as a result of it. I mean, look at the difference in efficiency, but the militia have not been able to do a whole lot of damage. Very nice. MbL probably is going to go for archers now because he sees militia. He's like, okay, probably going to be archers for my opponent as well. I should just counter that with my own or just go for cheaper skirmishers, which in a 1v1 is totally fine. Team games, no. 1v1, totally fine. I mean, in team games, it's okay too in situations, but because the counter is always on the field, you know, there's pretty much always knights, or at least cavalry of some sort, skirmishers don't really work there. In 1v1s, though, there's no guarantee there is going to be cavalry on the field, so skirmishers is totally fine. I see MbL is going to have to drop an archery range as soon as he has the wood for it, but of course, because of all this idle time and the fact that only one lumber camp was operational, he doesn't quite have the wood for that just yet. Scout going into Sitaux's base, looking maybe for a straggling vill. No, we're attacking a mill. So MbL is just going to scout around a little bit. Sitaux is also on gold, so yeah, there's definitely going to be an archery range for him also. As we have MbL trying to snipe a villager there. Of course, if Sitaux fights that, then it should not be a kill. As MbL... I mean, if he finds a weak villager, right? If he finds a weak villager, or if his scout had been full HP, he would have totally killed that villager right there. But that's not possible right now. We got some spearmen going forward for MbL, actually. Interesting. Because he might expect scouts, but that's actually not what Sitaux is making. Sitaux, again, making 5 militia. What is this kind of a strategy? I wonder if he's going to upgrade them to men-at-arms this time. Because, I mean, you have 4 men-at-arms plus a weak one, potentially. Is he gonna get? He's gonna get the upgrade as well, and now you're up against men-at-arms with spearmen. Not looking like scouts for now. Now MbL also sees the archery range, knows now that these spearmen have been made in vain, because those are not going to do anything. A blacksmith going up, MbL walling to his TC, and Sitaux is putting on so much pressure right now. Putting on a lot of pressure on MbL. I mean, he is a cockroach, right? I mean, I say that lovingly, of course. As in, he knows how to stay alive very well, but he will have to use his skills here. Now, luckily, the way that MbL has walled this, his base is cramped but safe, right? It's safe enough. These men-at-arms can't really get in and do damage right now. But still, 5 men-at-arms, man. That's crazy. We have skirmishers coming out now for Sitaux. Very nice. This set has already been pretty good as far as I'm concerned. As we have that weak man-at-arm going down. These man-at-arms are not going to do too much when the archers come out. You know, maybe the best thing you can do with them is try to kill one of these archery ranges. You know, honestly, that might work, as the spearman gets absolutely massacred there by the swords. You know, yeah. Fletching coming in now for Sitaux, who is also making units at home. Is sending them forward as well, maybe to deal with what MbL is doing, as he made another man-at-arm to deal with these spearmen, which are quite annoying as well for his archers to deal with. Just defending at home a little bit. MbL is controlling an annoying hill in the back there. At the same time, Sitaux, where is his army? It's right there right now, so we should be looking over here. Man-at-arm does go down quite easily because it is archers, of course, and MbL is probably liking his position on the hill right now. Sitaux is walling in most of his base. Unfortunately for him, this woodline can be ranged, which he knows, but still, that doesn't make it any less bad. As we have the men-at-arms attacking the barracks. Alrighty. But I can't really run in here because MbL, yeah, he's going to garrison his DC, so that should not work. There's not a hole down there as well, so unluckily for MbL here. As he's looking for a hole up here. There might, of course, be a hole. I think, is that a hole? Don't think so. I think that is actually walled. Yeah. I think that's walled, so we're good there. MbL still reinforcing at the front because he also recognizes, right? Like sometimes people overreact to something like this. MbL knows that this cannot do a whole lot of damage. He doesn't need a whole lot of military to defend himself here. So it's much better to go forward and put pressure on Sitaux and damage his economy rather than try to chase an army of men-at-arms in the back of your base, which isn't really going to do a whole lot. Although, again, remember last game, MbL got a lot of value out of his men-at-arms, keeping them alive, especially while killing his opponent's scouts. So if MbL at any point decides to go to scouts, having men-at-arms here, very good. So the men-at-arms do actually get a kill. They already killed the spearman, but still, a kill that matters there. Archer going down, another archer might go down. MbL, I mean, he's busy microing on the front as well, losing some units in the back of his base. I mean, there is something to be said for just sending a military something, right, to deal with this definitively so you don't have to worry about it anymore. As we have a stable now for Sitaux. Again, that might be some scouts there. Which, I mean, there's spearmen on the field for MbL. He has the counter out already. MbL has 15 farms, only 13 here for Sitaux, but he's not using all of them at least. Okay, it's gonna be 13 farms, so it's very close at that point. The front of Sitau's base, of course, still very much open, so MbL can happily walk in and control the hill here, as we have more military coming forward. Look at the military count, 17 to 13. Yeah, it's starting to look a little dicey here for Sitaux. He did get the armor upgrade on the skirmishers, so archers are not gonna do a whole lot against these skirms anymore. But these archers could kill these villagers. As MbL, your archers, you forgot the archers. I think he thought he had grouped them up with his skirmishers, but that did not work out. Ay. Tower goes up for Sitaux on the hill. That means he can't boom anymore in the next stage, at least not without getting stoned. But at least it will push away MbL's army for now. Yeah, MbL should not want to fight underneath that. Nope, no, he now realizes it, and it's like, oh, let's get out of here. Let's get out of here. Now he sees a scout as well from Sitaux. It's 2 scouts, and very nice defense there for Sitaux. Very nice. The army count evening out again, and MbL will have to run away. This army might just die in totem. Yeah, as MbL, I mean, his base is very unprotected right now. Like, you know, like maybe he wanted to wall off the left side, but because of all the pressure with the men-at-arms, hasn't been able to do that. One scout going down here for Sitaux as well. No, actually, that's MbL's scout. Never mind. As MbL is done playing in the feudal age, and he is selling a lot of stuff to buy food, and he buys himself up to the next age. Sitaux, again, he's going to be behind here, but that didn't stop him last game. Now this time though, Byzantines could go for some knights, which I'm not sure if that's the plan. He is making... I still have some archers on these archery ranges, so it's still possible for MbL to make archers if he wants to, but... I don't know. I'm not seeing a stable go up, so I'm not sure what MbL's plan is right here. Against the Tatars, though, I mean, cavalry archers should be in the back of your mind, so it might be that MbL just wants to get the skirmishers and defend himself with that. But of course, the stable is already up for Sitaux. It's quite easy for him to kill the skirmishers with scouts. Sitaux is trying to kill a villager on the farms, does not get her because, of course, skirmishers with only 3 attack don't do a whole lot against villagers with 2 pierce armor. It can be annoying. We have another archery range now going up for MbL, so he clearly wants to go for a whole bunch of crossbows. That much is clear. Of course, this archery range can be delayed at the very least, as we have a hole, no, not a hole, but a really nice spot here for MbL, for Sitaux to sit, I mean. MbL still under a lot of pressure, but Sitaux is not having castellates yet. You know, he's trying to get the archer range up, but that's not gonna go up right now as the scouts trying to make their way through the palisade wall. MbL trying to defend that for now, trying to get something up behind the archer range. Almost up. How much is it still? 90%. Villager, yeah, again, doesn't take a whole lot of damage from the skirmishers, so at least there's that. Now it's castellates for MbL. Sitaux sees that, is going to run away. 2 minutes now for Sitaux to defend himself. The army count looking very similar. And again, MbL doesn't have a whole lot of military on the field right now. But he is going to get a bunch of crossbows out. He is basically all in crossbows right now. At the same time, sending a sneaky army around the back. Something that Sitaux does see. Because MbL is not really hiding that. I mean, that's something that, I mean, he's like literally like the path in the line of sight that he could have taken here, man. Yeah, okay, Sitaux obviously noticing that wasn't too hard to see, of course. He's going to try to drop a tower in the woodline now because he doesn't have anything to deal with crossbows in the back of this woodline for now, which is, by the way, one of his only woodlines. This woodline is there as well, but he kind of needs to wood in the back of his base as well. Tower does go up and the crossbows run away. At the same time, the main army for MbL pushing away the main army for Sitaux. As Sitaux is a half a minute away from castellates. MbL trying to break in through the palisade walls for now. Kind of switching back and forth between the two. As at the same time, Sitaux also has to abandon that woodline on the left because that's where MbL is going to show up, and there he is. So yeah, for now, wood-wise, Sitaux kind of in trouble. Like, this is his only safe woodline, and it is barely a woodline at that. Because the other woodline that is technically accessible is very far away from him. As, Sitaux engaging against the crossbows on the right now because it's still a threat to his woodline. As MbL is trying to snipe whatever skirmisher he can. Now snipes the archer, very nice. But it's going to be a lead skirm first for the Tatar player. He's not even making any crossbows. Instead, it's going to be knights for now, which should do well against the skirmishers that MbL is making. Look at that. There's a lot of skirmishers here, not a lot of crossbows. At the same time, MbL getting his own cavalry upgrade, so he probably wants to get some camels out maybe to deal with the knights that he's expecting from Sitaux. If we're looking at the Vil count, it's 49 to 49, both players with the same amount of ILTC time, but of course, and neither player, of course, can boom in the next stage because they both spend stone, either by selling it or by buying towers. Sitaux now wants to wall up this hole because it's still, it's still a giant hole in your base. It's still better to not have a giant hole in your base, obviously. A hole in the woodline found there by MbL before it was too late, and the knights get in at the same time as he is retreating with his army. Building some camel numbers now to deal with this. Camels, of course, will do well against the knights, but also against the skirmishers, so Sitaux is going to need something else if a lot of camels come out, which of course Byzantines have cheap camels, so adding these while making crossbows is always a possibility as well. Although right now MbL mostly making cheap skirmishers, so it's just a counter unit war at this point, minus the knights. As Sitaux decides to engage against this, the camels do go down to the skirmishers, lacking some armor upgrades. They have one, but that's about it. No bloodlines also. As the knight's still alive on +2, very difficult to deal. And MbL trying to micro his units here, but he's losing a whole lot of crossbows right now. Mostly skirmishers. He's trying to kill as many knights as he can, but there's no crossbows. Only 4 left in here. 3 left, 2 left. Not enough to kill this. And MbL's army goes down. Absolutely there, and Sitaux again looking really strong right now. Camel killing an archer that was left there for Sitaux. Sitaux, of course, coming forward with a siege workshop. He's still making knights from 2 stables right now, so it is a knights for him, which might prompt the Byzantine player to go for a whole bunch of camels for now. He's still making skirmishers though, but I think MbL underestimating how many knights Sitaux is actually bringing forth here. I also wonder, does he see that second stable? That might be important. He does not. He does not see that second stable, so he doesn't know that Sitaux is making a whole bunch of knights. Camels, though, defending a choke point. That should be pretty nice. Not all the knights can engage here, so that's okay for the camels. This is a good fight-ish for MbL. Defending this choke point. Yeah, Sitaux can't use his numerical superiority. Has to run away back to a hill now. MbL trying to push out a little bit through that little hole. It's very cramped for both players. We have a siege workshop now. MbL can see that. Yeah, he can see that, so he is aware of that. Should probably drop his own siege workshop somewhere. I'm not sure where you're gonna fit that, but you have to have a siege workshop yourself. You're gonna drop a stable now for some more camels, because again, he sees the knight numbers, he sees the upgrades. That is not just the incidental knight created to deal with skirmishers. That is, I'm going full knights right now. Like, he's committing to it as well, with upgrades and things like that. As the skirmishers out of position there, at risk of getting smashed by the knights. As a Mangonel about to come out, and MbL needs to be very careful, because that choke point, that is a place where skirmishers go to die. Absolutely. As let's see what Sitaux is going to do. He's going to keep that Mangonel in his siege workshop. He's not going to pop out with that just yet, or just... Okay, well, I guess he's going to do it just as I said no, but... That's okay. Let's see, we got... And again, the skirmishers need to be very careful here, because that choke point, easy for them to die there. MbL's going to abandon that wood line. He recognizes as well that he's not going to be taking a whole lot of wood from that one. As MbL dodging that shot by the Mangonel, confidently microing against that. Knights running in here to try to get some kills. But again, the choke point, very difficult to defend, especially when camels block that. But of course, the Tatars can make their own camels. You know, there's nothing stopping them from going for that. We have some more crossbows coming out for Sitaux. It tells me that he wants to lay on a lot of pressure in the castellates right now. Because if you're thinking long term with Tatars, you would be making cavalry archers, right? And not crossbows, because you don't get arbalest, which is not the best long term option there. Although again, it worked fine for Lithuanians last game, so nothing, no foul, no play, right? It's totally fine. But I mean, cavalry archers is like the unit par exemple for Tatars. So you know, what else would you want to be making as the Mangonel gets closer and closer to the skirmish, and the MbL needs, I mean the Mangonel, and MbL needs to be very careful. Ooh, that shot almost grazing the skirmishers. Ooh, that shot lands though. The Mangonel does go down, and we have a little fight. Oh, the Mangonel still up actually. And still have the repairs coming in as well. And we also have to micro away the skirmishers. They cannot help here now. Mangonel goes down. The villager could go down. Bam! Gets sniped. But still, MbL losing a lot of camels there, as the skirmishers weren't able to help fighting against the crossbows there. A lot of camels go down at the same time. MbL selling some wood just for a bit of gold there, so he can get some more camels out. Just something, because he needs something to defend himself right now. The momentum is still in the favor for Sitaux, but he starts to push up this hill. Another Mangonel not coming forward now, so no more Mangonels for Sitaux. I think MbL should hold this little choke point. Has a nice hill to defend after all. I think Sitaux will have to back up to his own little hill. Now, as a result of that, MbL got a lot of idle time again on his 1 TC. And Sitaux is 7 villagers ahead. He's also going to add another TC on his extra gold that he sees right there. As MbL is trying to push out a little bit, sniping a few crossbows there, but now the knights engaging against the skirmishers. As now the caval's coming in to help. Remember though, second armor upgrade on these knights, also the first attack upgrade. You know, no second armor upgrade on the camels for MbL, which definitely doesn't help against skirmishers and against the crossbows, which is why they die so fast. But now MbL looking to push out a little bit. Ooh, shot on the skirmishers though, and MbL has to run away with that. Luckily for him, not all his skirmishers going down, but there they go. What a slaughter on both sides. Such a slogging match this is, as both players desperately vying for control of this freaking hill. But remember, Sitaux, he's not all in. He's gonna be on multiple town centers, and MbL has to stone for more TCs, but I'm pretty sure he might want a castle up on this side. His main goal is still behind that though, although at this point it's there's not a whole lot of gold left. Still building more units and still defending himself, but again, that villager difference is going to start to run apart, and Sitaux has proven that if he gets a vill lead, he can totally close out games later on against MbL. And MbL, I mean, he does not want to get stuck in the same situation as he did last game, you know? Up against a Sith that is going to make arbalest going up to imp, but then, I mean, is making crossbows going up to imp, but can't make arbalest, but still beats you? That's too much of a deja vu for me. And probably also for MbL, so he needs something right now, because right now Sitaux doing a great job still holding on. I think getting the second armor upgrade might be a great idea. You know, camels with 1 pierce armor take 4 damage from these skirmishers, right? And then also no bloodlines is kind of a problem. That means you die in 25 shots. You know, that's quite fast for against skirmishers. As we have a Mangonel now well, of course, nothing to shoot right now, so just shoots at the archery range. It's freaking choke point, I'm telling you. MbL is dropping... Okay, he's dropping a town center now. Wants to catch up in the Vilka, but again, 20 villagers behind he is. That'll be very difficult. There's MbL, ooh, sending some villagers forward, maybe to go for something. I'm not sure what the plan was there, but these villagers are going to go down to the mid. And Camel, nice spotting there for Sitaux. As Mangonel still being annoying, and I'm still confused that that MbL doesn't try to drop his own Mangonel. You know, his own siege workshop to get his own Mangonels out to push this back, maybe. You know, because good shot there for a good shot there on MbL skirmishes. Another fight there. MbL forcing his way uphill, but can't quite send in his skirmishers to join here. He's gotten the second armor upgrade on his camels now, so this should be much better this time around. Not a whole lot of camels here for Sitaux anymore, but still the camels doing a great job on both sides. The skirmishers doing work as well, because again, not good. And all the camels for MbL go down. The army count looking much healthier for Sitaux there. MbL now also almost losing his position. If the Mangonel makes it to the top of the hill, that is not a good sign. That Mangonel is getting closer and closer, and MbL goes to GG, and Sitaux is ahead 2-0. What's going on here? Wow. Okay. I mean, again, I say this pretty much every set when I'm surprised by the result, but do I think Sitaux can beat MbL in a set? Yes, I do. Do I think MbL can beat Sitaux? Yes, I do as well. Do I think that's was I expecting Sitaux to get a 2-0 lead over MbL? No, that is a surprise to me. Again, because of the level being so close at the top, it almost always goes to 5 games. It almost always is 1-1, 1-1, like both players getting a set, and then it's a grueling match in the 5th game. That's pretty much a standard. But I must say, in this tournament, there's been plenty of sets where a player that was expected to win surprisingly goes down 2 sets, and Sitaux is 2 sets ahead, and it's so difficult to come back when you're 2 sets behind like that. And MbL is going to have to do something here. I think he needs to get his economy going as well, because he has been consistently behind in villager count to Sitaux. Like, Sitaux has done a great job keeping his DCs running, going for a lot of aggression in the middle, keeping MbL busy, and then also booming behind that on 3 town centers. Like, this is really good play from Sitaux. I mean, it makes sense that he is getting ahead here. I mean, look at the economy difference. It's just, yeah, it's great. KD also much better for Sitaux. Whoa, he killed so many units there, and most of that was not villagers. So with less military, killed a lot of military for MbL. Like, look how much more military MbL made, and how much more he lost out of that. Like, he lost so many units there. Hey. Yeah, that's I don't know, Byzantines, yes, they have counter units, but their counter units aren't, I mean, especially cavalry-wise, not having bloodlines, big deal. Big deal. Camel v Camel, of course, the Star Camels will win that. But well, what else was he gonna do against the Knights, right? I don't know. Maybe switching, yeah, not switching into your own Knights wouldn't work either, because the Tatar player will just make Camels against you. You can't go for pikemen because there's skirmishers on the field. I think what MbL really needed here was siege. He needed his own siege to defend this hill. Like, delete this house, drop a siege workshop, and make your own Mangonels. I really think so, because Sitaux it was too easy for him to push MbL skirmishers away with his own Mangonels, to push to kill MbL skirmishers with the Mangonel, and also to keep his own skirms safe, right? They were just sitting on this hill unmolested, no Mangonel threatening them. I think maybe that's what MbL needed here. And that's the second time, actually, because in the first game, he also didn't drop a siege workshop on this hill until quite late. And I think that cost him a lot as well, so... And we know MbL is a great Mangonel player, so that can't be the reason. You know, he's not like he's scared to go for Mangonels, obviously not. This game was also a lot closer economy-wise, as you can see. Like, very similar in the amount of resources collected. But the bill count was starting to run ahead for Sitaux, and he was 30 villages ahead there. Jeez. Alrighty, well, let me update the scoreboard real quickly, and yeah, it is 0-2 for Sitaux. MbL is going to have to win the next 3 games if he wants to remain in the tournament. And there's game 3, so let's see how that's going to go. I mean, with MbL, you never know. He is one of the most unpredictable players. You never know what level, what kind of style he is going to bring, because the man can do it all. So we have faith. We have faith. You know, especially at this level, I have faith in the ability of players to come back in a game like that. There have been reverse sweeps like this, of course, that have been very, very impressive. But again, you better start sweeping now because it's gonna be difficult going forward. If we have spectator delay, not a whole lot, but let me quickly show the draft. We got a win with Tatars, we got a loss with the Byzantines. I mean, this might be one of those cases where you go for Franks, right? Or Huns, one of your stronger civilizations. Although MbL, when he was behind against Viper, he went for Incas and went YOLO with Incas. So that might be an option as well. But I should think if you're behind like this, you want to go for one of your stronger civ to give yourself the best chance. But yeah, you're going to be up against a camel civ pretty much in every situation. So this is going to be difficult. Please don't let it be Huns versus Berbers, because that would be really sad, because that's so difficult to come back from. Oh, I was right. I was right. Remember what MbL did in that third game against Viper? Well, there you go. He went for Incas. So welcome to the third game. MbL goes for Incas. Arguably, a very versatile civ, but also kind of a YOLO civ in some regards, right? How it works, at least. Sitaux here in the blue has gone for Malians, and MbL. Did he pick yellow just so that he could channel Viper's power? Well, unfortunately for you, MbL, you were purple, so I'm gonna keep you purple for the purpose of this stream. But yeah, we'll just remember that he picked a yellow. Maybe channeling his inner Viper here. You better channel some strength soon, because I mean, again. 0-2, MbL far behind now, and at this level coming back from a 2-0 is difficult, very difficult. Few that could do it. Now, let's see, where is the eagle for MbL? Far out, so you know what MbL wants to do with that one, right? He wants to lame, but he doesn't know where Sitaux is. He's going the wrong way. No! Oh, he was gonna go forward early so he could find some maybe a forward elephant like this elephant right there. Imagine if he had gone this way, he would have seen his elephant and immediately lamed that. Like, knowing MbL, he would definitely lame. And now he's running around, he's not seeing Sitaux, and he's probably thinking like, crap. Oh god. And of course, Sitaux, he's gonna bring in this elephant first, because that one is very dangerous. You'll see a villager will go forward in a second there for the Malian player. Now, looking at the respective bases, right, it's very open, and we can still scout around. Oh, we have a little pause, but we have some time then. We got wood lines here on the sides. So again, 4 wood lines, that's nice, but it's very open in Sitau's base. You can see the front, and also his gold is there. Another one of his golds is right there. As we have Sitaux pausing then. We have berries in the back, so that's quite nice for him. Looks like a fourth villager going to the wood line here. I see he's going to bring in his elephant. MbL now running back, backtracking, because he knows Sitaux should be somewhere over here now. But yeah, he's not going to be able to get this easy lame. That will not be for MbL, unfortunately for him. And Sitaux is probably expecting the lame as well, right? He's probably expecting the lame. You know, you can see the elephant, so if MbL tries to lame that now... Oh, and look at that. He's just too late. Just too late. It's just so unfortunate for MbL. And Sitaux, I mean, he is forward with his scout. I think he did notice MbL over here, and MbL is definitely going to lame. And no doubt about it. He's definitely going to lame. No? What? Is this MbL? Is he actually taking a more cautious approach? I mean, he must know that Sitaux has a scout at his base, probably. I mean, he can expect something as much, right? And that if he tries to lame now, it's probably not going to go well for him. Ah, such bad luck. If this elephant had still been here and MbL had found that, he would have definitely lamed it. 100%. 150%. Like, never been as sure about anything in my life. But unfortunately, he went the wrong way. And it's hard to know. It's always a guess. Like, where do I go with my scout if I stand it forward? This is why Vietnamese is so nice. Because you know exactly where your opponent is. As, oh boy, Sitaux is like, we have had success with drushes so far. So we are going to drush once more. And it is a pre-mill drush as well. Something that MbL does... Oh wait, does not see, does see. Does he know? Oh, he sees it. Okay, he sees it. So this time he's prepared for it. Looking at MbL's base, we got 4 berries on 2 hills. That is not a nice hill. We got a counter drush from MbL. Okay, so he's gonna drush as well. It's a post-mill drush as well. In other words, a normal drush. But yeah, he's gonna counter drush. He's just gonna match. Yeah, he's just gonna match what Sitaux is doing with his own militia. But barracks not up yet, and the drush is already here. So it's getting loom right now. That's pretty important because otherwise you can lose some villagers here. Sitaux looking for an area of attack. Is going to attack the berries. Obviously, that is the prime target of a drush and men-at-arm rush. As well as scout rushing, really. Really, just hurting the early food economy is a good thing. MbL is paying attention to this, obviously, fighting, but is fighting uphill as well against these militia. So that's awkward. It's going to save this weaker villager. Yep, that's going to be a farmer. And more militia coming out right now. As MbL has clicked up. No, so yeah, like I said, it's going to be a drush. I was wondering if he maybe managed to get to click up maybe behind this, but that would have been maybe too much to ask. Let's just still being annoying here. I mean, again, this is not meant to kill any villagers, just to get idle time. This right there is idle time. You look at the villager work time. If it's less than 100%, then it has worked. Okay, that's a lie. A villager work time is pretty much always less than 100%. Unless they're taking food under the DC. Like this gets as close to 100% work rate as possible. Like no walking whatsoever. It's literally just like the dropping off food part that is causing idle time. As wow, okay, so MbL doesn't actually want to defend himself with militia. He's not just gonna match it. He's sending those militia forward. Sitaux reacting a bit too late, or at least seeing it too late to react to this now. Has to fight with villagers at MbL. He wants that villager. And how are you doing, Fidel? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. And bam, there you go. There you go. And one villager kill there for MbL. You know, a good start of the game here for him. He's a little bit ahead as well. Still, you know, defending himself against the militia at home. It looks like... Where are those militia for... Oh, it's Sitaux sending him back. Yeah, this is a win for MbL. A win for MbL, indeed. If your opponent is sending back his rush to deal with attacks at his own base, that is always good for you, isn't it? Also, a nice game, by the way, yesterday, Fidel. I enjoyed that. That was good. And also the odds of us being matched against each other, that was very fun. As yeah, it's MbL just being annoying on the hill right now. These militia do not have any bonus damage versus the eagle, you know, like which you can actually check. There you go, boom, nothing against eagle warriors. That's only once they become men at arms. So in the Dark Age, militia do not counter eagle warriors in any special way. Now, Malian player dropping an archery range. This was probably the most expected result there. I didn't think he was going to go scouts after all of that. As he is getting the man-at-arm upgrade. And he is sending his militia forward again. So Sitaux brought his militia all the way back to then not defend himself against MbL, who wasn't really doing much. But oh, MbL finding a villager is going to try to block her. Let's see how the blocking is going to go. Almost there. No, she's going to be safe. Wow, that was close. At the same time, though, the men-at-arms making their way to the mill. And now MbL will have to abandon his berries. Will have to go for a archery range, something that Sitaux is trying to block right now. MbL trying to wall that out. This scout being very annoying here. Quick wall. Oh, and the men-at-arm get into the wood line. Oh no! MbL not happy about this one. MB is fighting with villagers right now, but unfortunately Inca villagers don't get any armor upgrades anymore. I mean, not that MbL had armor, but still. As a villager is definitely going to go down to the men-at-arms, and MbL is fighting and losing villagers. Another one going down. Oh, disaster. Absolute disaster here for MbL, at least. When it comes to Eco KD, losing 3 villagers to only getting 1. He's still trying to get something in the top, but that, yeah, not looking too good. And thank you for the follow there, El Cid Dasan. Appreciate that. Welcome to the Horde. Oh boy, oh boy. Yeah, that is not too hot for MbL. It was looking good when he got that Vil kill and got MbL, I mean Sitaux, to send back his military, but now it's yeah, table has turned. The tables have turned once more as MbL actually got the Man-at-Arm upgrade, which is kind of funny because wow, there's 5 Man-at-Arms in the field. Jeez. That's a lot of Man-at-Arms, actually. No wonder he got the upgrade still. I mean, it's still an investment in a unit that is not going to counter archers, so MbL. You better be able to do some damage with it. I mean, of course, Men-at-Arms do okay against skirmishers, so there's definitely that, right? No fletching yet on these archers either, so yeah, Sitaux will have to go back home and keep himself at home for now. Now, MbL does have a score lead, but I think most of that is scouting, actually, not so much... maybe scouting, a bit of KD, scouting, not that different, so I guess that can't be it. But yeah, he did lose 3 villagers, so really it should be closer to this score. So that's what makes me think it's mostly scouting. As Sitaux is dropping a tower, well, slowly dropping a tower, and that tower might not go up. That tower might not go up, and this is something that Men-at-Arms can do really well. They can totally destroy that tower if MbL commits to it. Easily destroy that tower, which is a waste of stone for Sitaux, honestly, if that tower does not go up. As he's forced to fight with archers against skirmishers right now, there's a lot of infantry on the field so far for MbL. It's really difficult to engage against this right now. There's a lot of HP, you know, to tank shots as well from these skirmishers. Eagles can always chase, as MbL's making more eagles. Eagles can always chase skirmishers, so MbL looking a bit stronger here. The score lead now, you know, with the fact that he's way more military on the field, the score lead is justified. But yeah, Sitaux is getting some military out as well. Has the armor upgrade on his skirmishers, so they will do quite well. As the tower should complete now. Although again, MbL can commit to the base of the tower if he wanted to. He could totally kill this tower if he really wanted to. So he must have some other plans with these Men-at-Arms for now. As Sitaux, yeah, will have to defend himself with a tower and some military. A bit on the back foot, but I wouldn't say he's dead or anything like that. No, not by a long shot. Walling up the right side of his base is walled the back, and wow, what is this for a base? That is a suggestive shape that I'm not going to comment on that one. Let's just say Sitaux went for some awkward walls. Probably didn't feel like he had the time to wall, you know, get the nice wall up, which would be that, but that is a difficult wall up to get up. Especially with military from your opponent on your base. Men-at-Arms, of course, can be used to break through walls quite easily. There they go. Can also get through the house foundations. They'll block off a little bit, and MbL's making a whole lot of military right now. A whole lot of military. Still, a Man-at-Arm that Sitaux made, maybe against the Eagles, right? If you're expecting a whole lot of Eagles, I mean, definitely in the game between Say My Name and the Viper, you know, Say My Name tried to rush the Viper with Eagles, but the Viper went longswords, and it's very effective nowadays. With that extra melee armor, Eagles have absolutely no shot at defeating melee units. I mean, longswords. No way. No way. As MbL losing a bunch of skirmishers here to the skirms for Sitaux. Sitaux is still doing a great job defending. And remember also that players are also macroing on the back foot of this. You know, we're having it easy here just looking at the players' main bases. But as we have Sitaux buying 200 stone here and then dropping another tower on the farmland. He wants to keep, you know, MbL out. And I must say, Sitaux has not been too stingy with the towers and the stone. Like, if the dude wants to drop a tower, he's gonna drop a tower. Like, he's been doing this all the entire series. Like, every time MbL is close to breaking in, he just drops a tower and boom, that's the end of it. And he'll just go to stone and get himself a town center anyways in the next stage. So hey, if you do it like that, it's fine. And I always say, it's better to have a tower, right? And be down some stone, rather than not being able, you know, and not being able to boom in the next stage, as the Eagles do not get a kill because they're Eagles. It's better not to be able to boom in the next age and have a tower to protect you, rather than, well, you have the stone, but you're dead. So you're not going to boom anyways, because you're dead. You know, priorities. MbL sending his army back home. Now, after all this shenanigans, Sitaux only on 400 food, and MbL, he's looking to click up here. But I wonder what that is going to be in the next stage. Only one archer range and a barracks for him so far. Let's see what that is. A barracks, that was to be expected. It is going to be Eagles for MbL. Something that Sitaux will probably see now. And if he sees that, I wonder what the reaction is going to be from him. If he's going to go try to counter that with longsword. Let's see if he's dropping a barracks right now. No. Not seen it yet. Also, keep in mind that Malian infantry get extra pierce armor per age. So Malian infantry are great. Maybe the most versatile infantry on the game, because you can actually fight archers to a certain degree. If all infantry felt like Malian infantry, infantry would be used way more than it is nowadays. Way more than it is nowadays. Like Malian infantry, like going longswords and castellets is totally doable. Totally doable. Going champions in Imperial Age, hell yeah. Champ scrolls are, you know, notorious for a reason. In any case, we got skirmishers defending this nice little hill here for MbL. It is nice if he controls it. If he doesn't control it, not so much. As, oh, the skirmishers almost getting stuck in the wood line and it's Sitaux. Yeah, that's not what he intended to do. He's going to have to run away from that now. The last few MbL men-at-arms are probably going to go down. You know, they're basically just a meat shield to tank right now. If only they were Malian. And, yep, there you go. Another barracks going up for Sitaux. So he's going to defend himself against the Eagles with longswords. And if the set between Viper and Samanim is anything to go on as a precedent, that does not bode well for MbL. And as you can see, extra pierce armor on these, and no, that's not because of the armor upgrade, because see, that's only coming in right now. It's just because he is in feudal age and castellates that will be +2 extra pierce armor, which is nice because that will disallow MbL from going skirmisher to support himself, because skirmisher will absolutely do nothing against the longswords. MbL still trying to get into this house with the Eagles. Eagles doing bonus damage as well because they are uphill. But now the house has 1 melee armor, so that should go a lot slower now. MbL also sending the rest of his army around as Sitaux. Again, if the dude wants to drop a tower, he is going to drop a tower. Look at that. Like, you know, this is what you would do when I was back when you were a noob, you know, like you build walls and you put the towers behind them and, you know, at regular intervals because it looked safe. But I mean, you don't have to be a low elo legend to do it. If you need to do it as a pro player, you can do that as well. It's Sitaux has made it work so far. As the military trying to get into the wood line, but oh, it's actually, oh, he got baited. Sitaux walled this out, but there's actually no hole there. He can't get in. As the longsword's now coming out, and I wonder if MbL is going to continue to make Eagles here. Look at that. 1+3 pierce armor. So these skirmishers, right, which do 5 damage, if they're elite skirm, do 1 damage to these longswords. Like, this army gets absolutely counted by the longsword play right now. So that's not something that MbL should be too happy to be around. MbL has dropped a town center on the gold in the back, and also something that I should mention about Incas, right? Now, why Incas are maybe one of the best eagle civs in the game, even though people prefer Mayans and Aztecs, honestly, Incas have options here. Because remember, when Say My Name went up against Viper, he wasn't Incas. If he had been Incas, that game might have been completely different, because there's one unit that Incas can make. It's not that unit, actually. There's one unit that Incas can make that can counter the longsword. Big time. It's the Slinger. So if MbL thinks about it and it goes for Slingers here, Slingers will absolutely destroy the longsword because it's bonus damage that they do, which the extra pierce armor from the Malian player doesn't help you against. It doesn't help you in the slightest. As while MbL's committing to longsword, I think he should go Slingers here. Not crossbows, go Slingers. Like, go Eagles, that's fine, but make Slingers to boot. As Sitaux just waltzes right in here. And again, normally longswords under a town center, not really a good idea, but these longswords don't care about your TC fire. MbL trying to get back to his town center. Sitaux blocking that and getting a bunch of kills on these villagers. Ay. Remember, these villas don't all fit in the TC. What's happening to MbL? He's trying to attack in the back, but these longswords are absolutely wrecking his economy right now. Look at the Eagle KD, 13-6. Oh! That is wrong call. Ay. And again, crossbows with Botkin arrows, 7 damage, do 3 damage. No, 2 damage against these freaking longswords. it's Malians, man. If infantry felt like this for every other civ, everyone would be using longswords, because longswords are awesome. They're cheaper than knights, and they get buildings down much faster. They're not, you know, they're a bit slow, but that's fine. You know, 99 speed is still pretty good. But they die to archers. That's usually their problem. They die to archers, but not these longswords. Not these longswords. Not too much damage there that MbL can do again. You know, I saw this. I saw it in the, you know, blinking at the top, but I knew it was mostly skirmishers, and I knew that was not going to do a whole lot of damage. And Sitaux controlling that hill right in the front of MbL's base, and MbL has to find an answer to this soon. Make slingers? This is what Incas do. They have slingers. You can do it. I mean, slingers will die to cavalry. They will die to archers a little bit. You know, they're really only good against infantry. This is true. But slingers are awesome. As MbL tries to go for the mangonels. Doesn't get them. The villager's really weak, though. He could have sniped her. And Monk goes down, does not get a conversion for now, and yeah, Sitaux is bringing forward a lot of military right now, a lot of scary longswords. He's still making more and streaming them forward. MbL's getting Sanctity to keep his monks alive. He's getting more monks on the field. There's double monastery for him, so it's 4 monks already. And oh, shot, bam! Monk going down to the mangonel shot as well. MbL still trying to get some conversion. I think he got a few here and there. No, that's his longswordman. 3 mangonels now already for Sitaux. And now, I mean, MbL maybe needs his own siege workshop as well. The longswords can totally run in and kill your mangonels there. Longswords happily taking down this building. As of course, longswords get the attack bonus versus buildings +3, so they do 12 attack versus a building. 12 attack plus the hill. It pains me to say, but MbL is in a losing position right now. He has to survive big time, but he's down 9 villages here. He lost 21 villages to the raids from Sitaux. His army in the back has still been there. It's not been able to do much for now. MbL did get redemption. He's going to try to convert the mangonels, and the monks go down. Oh, no, one conversion though. One conversion gets another mangonel. That's about as good as it's gonna get, but oh god, Malian longswords are absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. In these settings, right, they can fight under TC, they can fight against crossbows. There's no problem whatsoever. Look at this. Look at this. They just don't die. They just won't die. You needed slingers here. Slingers. Not crossbows. I know intuitively you want to go for crossbows because that is the unit you normally make against longswords. But you can do that against any other civ, but not Malians. Not Malians with 5 pierce armor. That doesn't work very well, as you can see. They do about as good as +2 knights as the conversion comes in for MbL and kills that mangonel. So at least that relieves the pressure a little bit. But Sitaux, he is streaming forward more military right now, and MbL so much on the back foot here. He's still making his own longswords here, but the problem is, now you make longswords, but then Sitaux is like, that's cute, I'll go for crossbows, and those crossbows will absolutely wreck your longswords because they only have 2 pierce armor. They die, they take 5 damage from crossbows. Which means you need, what? 5, you need 12 shots to kill a longsword. So literally 12 crossbows is enough to one-shot a longswordsman, and this is why longswords aren't really viable in most situations. Precisely because of that, is MbL sending them forward because they're basically not useful at home. Like really what you need here to kill this is eagles, but if you do that, then it's going to be longswords again. Eagles also very expensive, as the longswords are slowly moving forward. Sitaux is not walled in his gold or anything, so they're the longswords. But they're just passing. No, there we go. MbL sees that. Okay, we can go for the gold. Finally some counter damage here for MbL. But again, 30 to 9 eco KD. Not the best in the world. Gets a few crossbows as well here and there. You know, this is the moment where you should actually start making eagles again just to kill the crossbows. But then again, then Sitaux will make longswords. It's a non-ending circle. I think the best composition here for MbL is eagles and slingers. Slingers to kill the longswords and eagles to kill everything else. I think that is the best composition here. This is why Incas are a very good Arabia civ, because they're very versatile. They can do stuff like that. As a lot of idle TC time for MbL, but also a lot for Sitaux. He did get Wheelbarrow, though. That has evened out... Oh, but so did MbL. Well, I mean, in the end, the Vil count actually ends up being pretty similar here. Although Sitaux has added a second town center. Oh, but MbL has been on 2. All right, he's been on 2 for a while now. So yeah, that's why despite losing 20 more villages in Sitaux, it's still even at least. Yeah, but MbL is definitely... I mean, he has the score lead for now, but it is very close, as you can see. And MbL still needs a good composition here to get back into the game. Ooh, this is nice. A little raid there on the wood line. Sitaux did not see that coming. Losing a villager there, almost losing a second one. Very nice. It's the kind of stuff that you need to be doing there. Forcing Sitaux to send stuff around the map to deal with you. Also, the Eagle Warrior upgrade coming in now for MbL that will make his Eagle Warriors a lot stronger. This army now behind the wood line to be annoying there as well. Sitaux, you know, will have to deal with a few raids. Not really attacking MbL's main base for now. I am still slingers. I'm telling you. I mean, if you can get all the conversions in the world, then sure, right? Converting a Malian longswordman, very nice, indeed. But slingers, like that's literally what they're. This is literally what they were made for, slingers. Like when you try to go eagles and your opponent goes longswordman, that's what slingers were made for. Just that, pretty much. And I guess if your opponent has a unique unit that is infantry as well, I guess slingers would do well as well at that point. But yeah, in this situation, as Sitaux again dropping a tower. Or was that already there? No, that was already there. Never mind, that was there. And MbL sends forward this army. Wow, that was like a one line there. That's kind of funny. And Sitaux wants to get some vision out, so he can see this army coming, and now that army is right there, pulls back the crossbow to avoid the conversion. He's walling out this military on his gold. There's a tower there, of course, to defend, so yeah, I don't think MbL is going to be able to do too much there. His crossbow is being chased in the back of the map, will probably go down or get away, either way. As we have some, I think some of these are converted Malian longswords. Yeah, right there, that's a Malian longswordman, you can tell by the pierce armor. And I think Sitaux, after all the damage that he's done, I think he's comfortable just booming up on 3 TCs maybe. Get a Vil lead like he has in the past 2 games, and maybe get ahead of MbL that time. But this time MbL actually went a little bit of a forward, a little bit of an attack, gets conversions on the skirmishers, which... losing the monk though, that's unfortunate. Gets the mangonel though. Gets the mangonel shot. Nice! Great shot there for MbL. That's exactly what he needed. Exactly what he needed right there. You know, Sitaux kind of a little bit on the back foot. TC is denied for now because that cannot go up. Not when a mangonel is here and longswords to protect it. This is good for MbL, getting a bunch of kills to KD. Look at the KD, man. Jesus Christ. Like, this series has been awesome as MbL is going up to Imp. Ooh, fast Imp for him. Still trying to defend, still trying to kill as many units as he can with this stolen mangonel. The mangonel should go down to the longswords here now. At least I think so. One shot more. Nope, that's not gonna go happen. The villagers will get the TC up as well. And what is MbL planning to do? It's not a castle drop because he needs to have more castles there. And now... Oh, wait, no, really? He converted the stable. He's making Xolotl warriors. Let's go. Completely useless unit, but love it. He's making Xolotl warriors. Look at them. When do you ever get to see this in a competitive game? Never. Ever do you get to see this. I mean, this is basically a knight, right? But no bloodlines, no armor upgrades, because you don't get that as Incas. So they're really, really not that good, right? They're really not that good. But why not, right? Why not? You can make them. Hey, and if your opponent goes for skirmishers, having cavalry is very handy. Although, of course, that's kind of what eagles are supposed to do, which is what this is for. But I think MbL, he saw the opportunity. He was like, I want that stable. You pulled it too far forward. That's fine now. So he got that stable so he can make some Xolotl warriors just for the memes. Even if it does absolutely nothing, it doesn't matter. That's already awesome in my book. Freaking Xolotl warriors. As Sitaux calls the GG, as MbL makes it to Imp, and Sitaux knows he is too far behind in eco to get up to Imp himself, sees the eagles come forward, he knows he can get raided to death, and MbL, miraculously so, survives the Malian onslaught without making a single slinger. But he did make Xolotl warriors. That is a get out of my game kind of unit. Hilarious. And MbL, I mean, he is a cockroach both in game and in a series. Stays alive for now. You know, finally getting a game up on Sitaux. You know, the first step in his reverse sweep. But man, it's still a tough road ahead because Sitaux is, you know, he is a tough opponent, man. Definitely, this is a very big challenge for MbL. And still, Sitaux is still looking to win this. One more game for him, and he does go on to the final 8, which is a really good result for him. And I don't know, but yeah, he was gonna go to go get some Gebettos at some point, but I guess it was too late for that. Oh man, this series, man, this series has been amazing. It's been absolutely amazing, fantastic. These players, they are. Like, that's what I was saying, when two opposing forces meet in the middle and neither wants to give way, you get fireworks. That's what you get, and that's exactly what we got now. Slightly better KD for Sitaux. He was making a lot, you know, the longswords definitely helping. Lots of villager kills as well. How MbL was able to survive that is beyond me, but great defense from him. Getting himself up to imp as well, and also continuing to make villagers from 2 town center. That was key. You know, he kept making villagers so that he stayed, you know, at least he caught up with Sitaux. And then, you know, it's at least the villager count was equal. Oh god. I am nervous now, man. The next set is going to be really important. And remember, Huns and Berbers are still on the map, so I'm afraid that might be the matchup that we're going to get at some point. Anyways, let me see if the 4th game is live. No, it's not. It's not live just yet. Not live just yet, so we have some time between this and the next set. So let me get the draft up for you. Here you go. There you go. So we got a loss for Sitaux. We got a win with Incas, and I figured he was gonna go Incas. However, now though, it's gonna get tricky for MbL. I mean, just think about it. You have 2 cavalry civs that cannot make camels against 2 cavalry civs that can make camels and Sicilians. Yeah. This is tricky. Very tricky. Celt is too risky of a civ. I mean, if you want to go really YOLO, I mean, that would be Celts, right? But against which civ would that be good? Because I don't think Sicilians, you know, that wouldn't be too good. Maybe Indians, because they can't make knights against you. It's all about whether these civilizations have redemption or not. That's kind of the key. And also, you know, what Celts do really well is infantry pushes with siege. So Indians could suffer from that one. Berbers definitely suffer from this. So Celts not the worst civ actually to pick here. Not against Sicilians though. Sicilians would probably beat Celts. So yeah, I don't know. Anyways, 4th game is here, so I'm gonna reserve my pick for now because I just don't know what the logic would be here. It's also what MbL wants to do. If he wants to go YOLO, then definitely Celts, but I think it's probably gonna be Franks or Huns, either of the 2. Probably Franks though. Although again, with Huns at least you can go for cavalry archers. If you're up against Indians, then there is still a chance, right, that it's okay for you. Because Indians, they don't have camel archers, but they do have their own solid cavalry archers as well. So, oh, 90 seconds of spec delay. Okay, well, we'll look at the draft some more. If you go Huns, like a 66% chance that you're up against a civilization that can counter you. And then there's Sicilians, you know, that's the best case scenario, and that's still not a great scenario for Huns either, because if Sicilians do make it the late game, Cavalier with the +8 pierce armor, I mean, of 8 pierce armor in total, yeah, that's not, if you don't have heavy cavalry archer on the field, not really the best option there. But at least Huns do have Paladin. That is the one unit that does scare Sicilians, because the Sicilian Cavalier, I mean, because Paladin's just better, period. Raw power. Raw power, not even bonuses, just raw power. Anything else though, you know, like trying to convert those Cavalier, that's very difficult after First Crusade. Trying to kill him with pikemen, impossible. Trying to snipe him with arbalest, doesn't work either. Man, those freaking Cavalier, very versatile, very overpowered, honestly. Yeah, Franks is a safer bet because Franks can still beat Indians, right? I mean, remember that Indians only become a big threat to Franks in the Castle Age, and most of these games have been rather aggressive in the feudal age already. So, and it's the same for Berbers, by the way. Like these civilizations, their full potential really happens in Castle Age and after that, whereas Franks are already strong in feudal age, and so are Huns. You know, with more scouts produced, and Celts kind of also Castle Age. You know, that's when you get your siege. Sicilians, it's just I think it's also Castle Age, but actually, like that bonus that they get applies to them throughout the ages, really. So, anyways, waiting for the game to start. And there we go. And oh boy. I was wondering if he was going to do it, but he did do it. MbL here in the fourth game between these two has gone for Celts. Celts then for MbL. Oh boy. And the other civ that Sitaux went for was Indians. That was expected. I think that Sitaux, you know, this was a safe bet for him because the likelihood that MbL was going to go for either Franks or Huns was pretty high, right? With only 3 civs remaining. Right? So going Indians there would be a nice counter against both of those. However, now you're up against Celts, and that's a whole different puppy. And I think Celts should be able to do something against Indians. Because Indians, yes, they have options there, but they might struggle a little bit against siege infantry siege pushes if you can get them going, that is. I wonder if MbL wants to go for an aggressive attack here, as Sitaux is like, nope, we're gonna lame you. And yeah, there goes Sitaux, laming that. Where's MbL's scout? He could see that. His scout is close to Sitau's base, so it's quite out of position here. But what he could do is lame this elephant if he finds it. Let's see. He might go this way then to scout the front. Please scout the front. You need to find this elephant. Finds the goat. That's nice. Probably going to meet. He sees the elephant right now, so he's probably going to try to block it a little bit. Yeah, he sees it now. He's trying to try to block it a little bit as well, as much as he can. But if he doesn't get it, yeah, MbL's like, okay, that's nice. We'll just trade elephants then. And also, look, much less damage taken on the scout here for MbL because he took uphill hits, which is the ideal situation. And MbL, this is child's play for him. Laming without position. I mean, Sitaux can try to chase it, but he's not going to get it. So basically, players, you know, this is just a sign of mutual respect, right? We're exchanging elephants, you know. Maybe MbL liked this elephant better and Sitaux liked the other one as well. Yeah, so I guess we had a double lame there, but I guess both players will be happy with that now. Yeah, MbL gets his lame, doesn't take any damage on the scout. Perfect. MbL has more HP on his scout right now, so if it comes to a scout engagement, definitely in the favor for MbL, but I don't think it's going to get to that. I don't think players are going to lame either. That would be too risky. I think MbL could do it if he wanted to. He still has a scout, but I think it's more important to just push in some of your hunt to balance your economy that way. And I wonder what the players are going to go for. Now, as we look at MbL's base, very open in the front. Players are very close together as well, which favors a siege push, an infantry siege push, because you don't have to go as far across the map. So that's there as well. We got, 3 wood lines, but again, very open, difficult to wall if he's going to wall at all. We got we got berries in the back, we got gold in the back. This gold is quite close by. We got some stone and some goats he hasn't found yet. The other gold is all the way out here, so that's quite far away. But if you want to TC right there, boom, that would be a really nice spot on the wood line on the gold. As for Sitau's base, wow, that's even worse than MbL's base. Like, MbL's base is open on the front, but at the very least, this gold is back. Not so much for Sitaux. A gold fort, main gold fort, stone fort as well, main stone. Woodlines are on the side, so they're not really useful as part of your wall. Has gold in the back, though. So he has an option, right? He has some options here, but still, walling is going to be tricky. I guess if you wall between these wood lines, right, there's a pretty big wall off, but he does see... No, he doesn't see the wood line there. That's doable. That also keeps these wood lines safe in the back of your base. And I guess then you wall there to the front of your base, and then here like that. And then if you feel confident, you can take this gold. If not, you go to the back gold just in case. Well, that so far for the players' bases, but let's see what players are doing. I'm not seeing a drush this time from Sitaux. You know, he's been drushing all game, all series long, but I guess this time he wants to play it a bit more safe because he also recognizes that, you know, the series is not over just yet. Not over just yet. However, there comes a barracks, and I wonder, is that going to be for a drush once more? Shouldn't be, though. No, he's just going to click up, and it will be men-at-arms, perhaps? Perhaps so. Depends if there's villagers going to gold here. Because that barracks is up quite soon, right? I mean, he's going to click up now, boom. Let's see if he's gonna make some militia then. Sending villagers to gold. Okay. Yep, there comes the militia. Okay, so it is men-at-arms. That's what I thought. For MbL dropping a stable right now. That is quite late. Has already clicked up here. So I'm not sure if he wants to go for men-at-arms as well, but that is the plan. That is the plan then. Men-at-arms for him as well. Now, Celt men-at-arms are better than Indian men-at-arms. Not an attack or anything, but they're speedier. They're faster. And as a result, they can always pick fights, right? They never have to fight a fight that they don't want to fight against your opponent's militia. And it's, yeah, you can run around villages much more easy. Also chase villagers down. Because, you know, men-at-arms are normally quite slow, but not when they are Celt men-at-arms. These goats are found by Sitaux, and Sitaux is like, thank you for the goats. And he sends them away, not to eat them at this point. You know, at this point in your economy, you usually don't eat a whole lot of goats anymore. I mean, maybe if they arrive in time, but yeah. Anyways, there come the men-at-arms. MbL has spotted that, though. So he's aware that this is happening. He's tracking it right now. He wants to see where these men-at-arms are going, as Sitaux wants to get in with the scout. Downhill hit for MbL, so the scout's very similar HP right now, and it's very awkward for MbL to be around here, sending his own militia down, which will become faster in the feudal age, as you will see. Not in the dark age, though. Kind of a nerf for Wong. Yeah, they definitely nerfed Wong a little bit by making the Celt militia slower. But you see, right there. Boom. Now they're faster. Bam. 1.3 instead of 90. Men-at-arm upgrade coming in, though, for Sitaux, as he is losing some HP on his militia, but now it's men-at-arms, and now you don't want to fight this anymore. As militia going down on this side. Militias could go down on that side, but they can run away at least. And MbL making a spearman. He's not getting the men-at-arm upgrade himself, which is a problem because now you're up against men-at-arms, which are significantly stronger than militia, as you can see. 2 more attack, more armor as well, more HP. Yeah, some good micro there for an MbL. Will get these men-at-arms, which of course cannot run away because they're not fast enough to do that. Kabam! One goes down, and that one will go down as well. Very nice defense from MbL. Follow up here. Double archery range. So he's going to play it standard. No fast castle shenanigans. I didn't think he was going to try that. Not with this base, at least. No fast castle shenanigans for him. It's just going to be archers for now, then. That's probably also the best approach here against the Indian player. Because, again, Celt cavalry, not good cavalry. It's like Korean cavalry. It's like Viking cavalry. No bloodlines, no armor. As the spearman is toying with fate, and this lion is going to have his breakfast. And this lion, apparently they're playing on extreme, because otherwise the lion would go back to where it came from if the spearman goes away too far. And MbL basically wolf rushing himself, but yes, it shoots the lion with his TC, and the spearman stays alive. Why I say they're playing on extreme difficulty. On extreme difficulty, lions will chase you forever. They won't stop chasing you, basically. So basically, as soon as the lion spots you, you will be attacked by the lion. Also, they have crazy line of sight, so. And guys, MbL coming forward with a little army there. Sitaux has opted to drop his own archer range, but again, the gold right there, and the gold already not safe, and Sitaux has to abandon that immediately. So it's going to be skirmishes for him, besides the archers that he's making that are... Where are the archers, actually? Where did they go? Oh, they're up here. Archers are up here. Oh boy, hope that MbL can spot that. It's not a whole lot of vision that he has on the left side, so that archer army could do damage. For now though, it's MbL that's doing most of the damage here, pushing Sitaux off of gold. But there comes Sitaux. MbL is trying to wall that out, or it's just a house to not get housed, and he did get housed. Oh no, and it's the house he wanted to build, so now it's even worse. He is housed, and he can't finish the house, so he's just forced to fight with villagers, loses one there, has to finish his house, otherwise he can't even make military to defend himself back home. Wow, what a critical moment for Sitaux to walk right into MbL's base, kills 2 villagers, and Sitaux is happy with his little counterattack. Will now defend at home with his military as well, and it's just really good play. Really good play, and MbL couldn't even get a counter army out with skirmishers, right, to defend himself against these archers, and these archers are still annoying. Get another kill, another villager going down there for MbL. Ay, he's 4 villagers behind right now, and it's also 1 because of idle TC time, I mean. Skirmishers still being annoying here. MbL is trying to be annoying in the back of Sitau's base. Doesn't get a villager though. That's an archer or a skirmisher or something. Anyways, the archers will have to run home now. The archer for Sitaux getting out of here as well. Especially as MbL is getting armor upgrades on his archers right now as well. You know, that will make these archers do only 1 damage, as you can see. That's, yeah, 5 attack and then 4 pierce armor. There you go. Anyways, yeah, both players now being pushed away by skirmishers from the side. And man, skirmishers have been used so much in this series, man. Lots of people go for skirms all the time. It's almost like countering is just too strong nowadays, and then going for gold units gets punished easily. That's a feeling I've had for a while now, actually, that it's too easy to counter gold units with trash sometimes. Like, you spend all that time building up a gold unit army, and then your opponent just goes full trash, and your gold units do absolutely nothing. It's kind of frustrating. Kind of frustrating indeed. I mean, in theory, gold units should be the better units, but I don't know. In practice, going full trash is stronger than it should be, in my opinion. Okay, Sitaux now going forward with a little, his little archer army again, which got 3 kills. This is a veteran army right there, and they're going to go right back to the wood line. There's some skirmishes to counter what MbL has. MbL's armies are, I'm not actually sure. Let's make them purple, actually, because, okay, there you go. See, now we can see where his armies are. Yellow is impossible to see on the map. Damn you, Viper. And MbL still defending. Kills 2 archers, though, but 1 villager almost going down. Sitaux shoots. Another vill kill for Sitaux. MbL is trying to counter, though, at the front there. As Sitaux again going for scouts, making scouts here. He's done that with good success as well in the first, the second, and now this game. So yeah, these skirmishers will have to run away. Will not be able to do a whole lot against these scouts. Despite them not having any upgrades whatsoever. Doesn't matter. MbL now forced to drop a tower, his one and only tower. That will go up, I think, as another villager goes down. Another villager might go down as well. Yep, there she goes. Bam! And that is 7 villagers down for MbL. Oh, MbL. MbL trying to drop this tower, but it's just not looking too good. Skirmishers raiding his wood line now. His army at the front being pushed away by freaking scouts. He wants to come forward. That's the idea. But the thing is, you're not encapsulated yet. Like, this is when Kelts shine, is castellate. I think those villagers are going to drop a tower. Yep, tower and a gold. I like that. It's a good tower. It's a good tower, and oh, Sitaux doesn't see it. He doesn't see it right now. He knows that MbL is out there, but he doesn't see it. Now, MbL, don't show the tower now. Don't attack too close to the tower with your units. There you go. Okay, good. The tower will go up, and Sitaux will not be able to counter the tower in time. See where Sitau's army is denying the other wood lines. So yeah, MbL's economy is far from efficient, as you can see. Tower goes up, kabam, and now Sitaux has to abandon his main gold fort. Has, of course, that other option down here, but that's not within his walls. As MbL, yeah, MbL's pretty much YOLO right now. He's YOLOing right now. He has 3 on farms right now. Like, he just doesn't have the food for anything. He can barely produce villagers at this point. So I think, MbL is, he just wants to go YOLO towers, try to break in here and do as much damage as he can. But the problem is, yeah, it's walled out already, and you're not in castellates again. You're not in castellate. And that's the big problem. As Sitaux does go out to the secondary gold down there. MbL finally dealing with Sitau's army up here, but it's just not looking good for MbL. Almost 1,000 score behind in feudal age. Lost 8 villagers already. Now he's bound to lose a few more villagers as the villagers have to go into the tower, where they will just be trapped for now. As Sitaux, he might just wall that in or just rush it down. Yeah, he's going to rush it right down. MbL sending for more archers to deal with that, but the scouts, the skirmishes there. His tower should go down, and yeah, Sitaux just waiting for the right moment. It's going to crush MbL's army, and with this forward down already, MbL on 50 food. Down at least 5 army as well, you know, and the army on the field for Sitaux a lot stronger. It's, not looking too hot here. As MbL sending more villagers. He's committing so hard to this right now. He's committing so hard. He's fighting with villagers even. I mean, these villagers are not doing anything but fight right now. MbL still has this army, right? But Sitaux, he's got farmers working. He will be able to click up to the castle age much quicker than MbL, even though his economy is actually not as efficient anymore either. MbL wants to get another watchtower up. Sitaux has already towered somewhere else. Where did he tower, actually? Oh, towered right there. Barely noticeable. How's going on? But oh, archers coming in now. Sitaux getting a bunch of villager kills. 2 villagers down. A 3rd villager might go down here. Yeah, 3rd villager down. Skirmishers trying to get in as well, but the scouts killing a bunch of them as well. I mean, again, military count is very even, but look at the vill difference. 20 to 50. I mean, Sitaux is making a whole lot of military as well. Like, both players are basically all in feudal right now. All in feudal for both, but in the end, that ends up being much better for Sitaux, because he has 50 villagers. 50 villagers. MbL has 33. Oh, MbL. Oh, MbL. He's trying, but he can't get that tower up. He just can't, and knowing Sitaux, he'll just buy another tower and just put that right next to it. Like, that's what Sitaux would do. And MbL says, GG, GG's, well-deserved smiley face. And Sitaux beats MbL 3-1. Probably not an expected result for everyone, but man, indeed, was it well-deserved. Man, he played out of his mind. Played so well. We know MbL's a strong player, but he just never really got into this set. And MbL probably recognized, after losing about 20 villagers, I think he also recognized that that was not going to go well for him. And he calls to GG, and MbL is out of the tournament. And that is a surprise. I mean, MbL is still considered, by most to be a top 8 player, at least maybe, getting close to top 5. He's always in the conversation, but he is not going to go on to the quarterfinals, and Sitaux will make it on for MbL and Sitaux. That's good for that team as well. That's I think Sitaux is the only one for that team still in the tournament. And Aftermath will have to consider MbL lost for today. Or at least recognize the loss for MbL. But man, what a crazy set it was. This was a really entertaining set to watch, man. So aggressive, so much military, so much stuff going on. Even in Dark Age sometimes, that's the craziness of this set. And Sitaux and MbL very close in skill level and level of play. Sitaux has definitely grown as a player over the last year as well. Like I remember seeing him for the first time, like really watching him play in the qualifiers for Hidden Cup 4, and he was doing a really good job there too. I remember that. But yeah, now making it to the final 8. I'm not sure if that's his best result in the tournament yet, but it's got to be up there, right? It's got to be up there. Really good result for him. He can be proud of himself there, because beating MbL is no easy feat. Let alone killing MbL in one game is no easy feat, because this guy stays alive. We saw that last game. Yeah, but Sitaux he showed up to play, and he looked like the stronger player as well between the two. Just today, I mean, MbL might not have had his day, but we can also not discount just how good Sitaux was playing. Like, insane aggression. And that was good to see as well. We've only got an imp once then, right? And that was the first game. That was the longest game of the two. And that didn't last long either. That's what you get on this Arabia, man. When you get really aggressive map generations, and then players are aggressive as well, you're never going to get the imp, ever. But yeah, poor MbL kept losing villagers as well. Sitaux with its little archer armies getting his kills there. And again, Celts need to get the castle age in order to get their full potential out. Like, I'm talking siege and infantry. And Sitaux knew that as well, and he knew if he could do enough damage to MbL, then that would never happen. Now, were Hans of Franks a better pick here? I think Hans of Franks would have done better in feudal age against Indians. Especially Franks would do really well, but yeah. Look at the KD as well. Yeah, KD much better for Sitaux. I mean, that's like a third more kills right there. Like 20 more kills. That's really good. That's really good as well. Yeah, MbL he lost a lot of villagers. I mean, actually, if you think about it, right? The fighting itself, very even. Because most of these kills are military. But 20 of those are villagers, right? So if you look at that, the KD is very even, actually, between the two players. So it's not like the fights, like MbL was just getting destroyed in fights. It's just he lost a lot of villagers. And of course, a lot of those happened on the front as well. Oh man, oh man. Like I said, this is going to be a day of heartbreakers, because we don't want to see any of these players go. And I'm sad to see MbL out of the tournament, without the purple lamer in the tournament as well. But out he goes. because the best player must win, and today that was Sitaux. He carried today for MY Insanity. More resources collected, had more villagers, of course, pretty much consistently throughout the series, actually, might I add. Yeah, yeah. Again, for the rest, it's like so even between the two players. MbL, look at that micro spike right there, just a micro the villagers, but it would not help. So congratulations here for Sitaux for a well-deserved victory against MbL. You can be proud of that, and of course, good luck next time, of course, for MbL. You know, we know you're a trooper. You know, we know next tournament he'll be right back to lame the shit out of everyone else as well. So GG.